You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, you're already plugged in. In 10 minutes, you've consumed hundreds of fractured realities. A couple's breakup drama, messy, public, and monetized. Another war raging in the Middle East between ads for Korean skincare. Another guru in Dubai selling you a dream. And of course, a reel whispering, you're behind in life. Another screams, you're perfect as you are. And a cat still playing piano. These aren't just a breeze, they're a curated storm, a disjointed feed of dopamine and confusion. This isn't entertainment. It's a fragmented mirror of the world. Welcome to the fractured lens, a phenomenon that quietly dictates how you think, feel, vote, argue, love, and even dream, without you realizing it. It took over 200 hours of watched content and 300 plus pages of research to distill this for you. Because in 2025, the truth isn't just hard to find, it's fractured. The fractured lens is the distorted way in which you experience reality, not because you're wrong, but because your lens is cracked by 4 core forces that bleed into each other. You wake up to social media, which isn't just media anymore. It's an emotional slot machine. Every like, swipe, and comment is guided by algorithms engineered not for truth, but for retention. That's right. What keeps you scrolling is what shapes your lens. Your For You page, not actually for you, it's for your past version, based on what you clicked, hovered over, or even hesitated to watch. It's a gratifying loop offering your biases on a silver platter. You searched for a theory once? Here's 60 more to convince you you're right. Take this. 2 people can Google the same question and get entirely different answers. Why? Because the algorithm believes you need to be comforted, not challenged. Filter bubbled, echo chambered, deep faked. You are not just fractured, you are living in designed realities. So, what happens when your fractured lens meets politics? A clearer view, or just more cracks? If digital media is the playground, politics is the war zone. Tailored feeds lead to tribal minds. The left thinks the right is brain-rotted by propaganda. The right thinks the left is hypnotized by moral superiority. And the middle is just trying to figure out what's real. People aren't arguing anymore. They're embodying ideologies. And every debate is a duel. Consider this. One viral clip taken out of context becomes the entire identity of a political figure. Nuance is dead. Memes are the new manifestos. And here's the kicker. These divisions aren't just political anymore. They're soaked in belief systems. Which brings us to the next crack. Culture. Culture is the script we didn't know we memorized. Religion, often the director. What's considered sacred in one land is absurd in another. And yet, you rarely stop to ask where your default settings come from. Take modesty, for example. In some cultures, it's a sign of dignity. In other, it's oppression. Who's right depends entirely on the lens. The fractured one, remember? Cultures are crashing online. And instead of promoting understanding, they meme each other. Your beliefs about gender roles, justice, success, are shaped by the inherited scripts you rarely question, which would be fine if you weren't so convinced that your version is the version. But nothing distorts the lens more intimately than your mind, your childhood, your traumas, that one sentence your mother said when you were 10. All of it lives in your perception. Someone with abandonment trauma might see independence as rejection. Someone with anxiety might interpret silence as danger. The event is the same. The meaning isn't. Your brain, trying to protect you, become an unreliable narrator. Cognitive distortions, like catastrophizing or black and white thinking, are the emotional funhouse mirrors you rarely notice. Social media amplifies trauma. Politics exploits fear, the oldest emotional trigger in the book. Cultural values filter your responses to pain. See how it's all connected? Your lens isn't cracked because you're broken. It's fractured because the world, digital, political, cultural, and personal, cracks it piece by piece. No one sees reality clearly, not fully, but awareness is power. Once you notice the fractures, you can question them. You can learn to zoom out, to empathize, to reconnect, not to fix the lens, but to understand it. So ask yourself, what if your deepest convictions are nothing more than echoes of an algorithm? What if your opinions were all shaped by pain you never healed from? What if the culture you defend so fiercely is just another layer of someone else's lens? And if reality is filtered through 4 cracked mirrors, can anyone claim to see clearly? If that thought lingers, perhaps you'll want to see what else we uncover next time. You know where to find me, if you're still choosing freely.